Imeall an Nacht. Sinead O'Connor mun cainte le fiochna ó Breanáin. Glúin uairt aisteoirí a tachan cín. Agus dáanta imirce an mád bán. Tá go lethe go Sinead O'Connor, achas minic úsáideann sí an gus son chun seasamh lachar son chúisicint. Thug dúirscóir fiochna ó Breanáin cuairtearthaí agus leir sé leis an ealaíontóir agus an bhean chúise le feiceáil conas mar hagan an dáthebh son na chéile.
Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for
It's very hard to talk about music. If you could describe music, you wouldn't need it. If you could talk about it, you wouldn't need it. The whole point is music is there for the shit that there are no words for. You can say all the stuff you can't say in normal life. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's I love you or I hate you or whatever, do you know what I mean? It's there for the shit there's no words for, isn't it?
Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me.
So Sinead, I want to talk to you a little bit about your relationship with songs. I mean, you have a deep relationship with songs, the ones that you write yourself, and then, of course, the ones that you sing and, I guess, you know, inhabit. Talk to me about writing, first of all, kind of how that comes to you. You've been doing it for ages. How does it work for you?
Well, I've noticed that there are different types of songs and they come in different ways. So, for me, Bob Dylan refers to what he calls finger-pointing songs. So for me, mostly my songwriting process is extremely subconscious unless it's finger-pointing songs. So when I'm doing ordinary things around the house, I'll hear melody. I have melodies going on inside me all day anyway, but I'll hear a bit of a melody or I'll hear a few lyrics or something, and then I know to just keep washing the dishes and get on with the day, and it'll go way out of my mind, and then another day it'll come back with a bit more. Did you ever hear, which I'm sure you did, that songs come true?
Yeah.
You know, you write a song, it'll happen, so you have to be careful what you write.
Yeah.
So your subconscious is giving you messages the whole time. Your subconscious is making your album. A year later, you'll understand what the album was about. Your subconscious knew it before you were born. Do you know what I mean?
It's amazing, yeah.
And certain songs completely, like I have a song called This Is to Mother You, and totally my subconscious wrote that to me. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't I was writing it for anyone else or whatever, do you know what I mean?
Through when your dreams are only blue.
You're lending your support at the moment to the Mad Pride organisation, and you're going to be doing a gig.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, it is a fundraiser for this fantastic organisation here called Mad Pride, and they are basically which I'm very interested in, you know, stigma breaking type of a group. You know, as a sufferer of a mental illness myself, I suffer from bipolar disorder and also post-traumatic stress disorder, which I don't think is a mental illness, but we all know it's mental,
that's just being too busy.
Yeah, exactly. But as somebody who has a mental illness myself, I do, you know, I experience myself, you know, we live in this world and country where crazy is a term of abuse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's something that's very, very dangerous, really.
Yeah.
That causes a lot more people to die than otherwise would, you know, because it means that people are afraid to come out of their house and say, look, I'm feeling like shit, you know, give me a hand. So I'm involved with this group and a bunch of other groups and a whole load of just running around the country trying to get involved in stigma breaking, basically, you know. It's kind of hilarious to think I'm the person who's like, yeah, we're mad, you'll be just like me. No, we don't want anyone like her. But anyway, yeah, so things are bad if they have to employ me as, you know, the stigma breaker. I'm not really good advert for, you know, stigma breaking. But anyway, yeah, because I feel so strong about it, it's the worst thing for me as a sufferer of a mental illness. I can manage the illness, doesn't bother me, but I can't stand, and it happens so often, to be treated like less than because it is known that I have a mental illness. Do you know, people use it against you or throw it at you or whatever, do you know, that kind of way, and I don't like that, so that's, you know, I feel real strongly about it. By the word of Javan was made, by the breath of his mouth, all its hosts. I'm out of tune, I'm this guitar's out of tune, isn't it? Yeah.
Music and mental health, they meet. It seems natural for me that they would meet, you know.
We'd all be
Both,
crazy without
both
it.
in the sense that music can be, you know, obviously music can be a salve and can be an uplift, or can be a sort of like a cocoon around an issue or something like that. What, you know, have you experienced that, thoughts about that?
But I suppose as an audience member for music too, like I think we all respond to music the same way. Like we all have artists that we can all put our hand up and say we would be dead if not for that artist, or at least our life would have gone on an absolutely other course. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So music is, to everyone, I think, a salve and a rope, actually. Do you know, that's how I say it, it's a rope that you fucking pull yourself up on constantly, you know, when life is bad. That is your secure fucking rope, you know. So, but for me, I think, yes, it started with me as a kid. I was living in a very abusive situation, and there wasn't anywhere to put the feelings, and there was no comfort. And luckily I was quite religious, and I associate music and the Holy Spirit as being the same thing. That's what Lee Perry says, music is the Holy Spirit, and I feel the same way. That's my relationship to music. So when I was very young, I remember saying prayers, you know, get me out of this fucking situation somehow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the first time I knew I had music in me was, I was about 4 years of age or so, and it was in the days where you could walk around the streets when you were a little kid, or, you know, no one knew it was dangerous, but there you go. And I was walking, I remember distinctly walking, there was a laneway between this estate and my mother's estate, and there was walking down the lane, and with my steps I heard music, and I immediately looked up at the sky and went, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just knew immediately that was it, and there for the rest of my life, when I heard, you know, shoes walking or trains or women's tights rubbing off each other, I hear music, any rhythm and all, I hear music. The clock, I can't sleep with the clock, I hear fucking music all night. And I knew immediately music was the answer to my prayers, you know. I didn't go to school, I wasn't able to do anything, do you know what I mean? The only interest I had was music, and I was robbing and I was stealing, and I did time in industrial school, and I was heading in that fucking direction, do you know what I mean? Only luckily someone at the industrial school got in a guitar teacher, said, right, there's one hope for this bitch, you know what I mean? And this woman came in, that was it, changed the entire course of my life, and the first song I ever learned to play was to Ramona. You know? And then I just ran and started busking and the whole thing, you know, which is why I'm having to have lessons now, you know what I mean? But to me, yeah, it was exactly that, like, put the mental illness aside for a moment, but before that developed, I was someone who was gonna go to jail or die without music. And every therapist I've ever had over the years has said the same thing, that I would actually be dead if not for music, do you know what I mean? And the kids, but before the kids came along, there was enough reason for me to exit this planet, if not for music, do you know? For the word of Jah is right, and he loves what is right, and he says what is right. And the earth is full of his care. The one thing that soothed my mother was me singing. So my mother, God rest her and God help her, was the person who was abusive because she wasn't well and whatever. So that's what I don't want anyone to think of her as a bad person. She was a wonderful person. She just really wasn't well. But I noticed as a kid the one thing that calmed her down and soothed her was me singing, and she used to make me sing to her the whole time. So I understood not only was it soothing to me, but you could soothe the savage beast. You could sing the devil to sleep at your feet and make best friends with him. You don't have to kill him. Do you know what I mean? Just sing the fucker to sleep. He wants to snuggle just the same as everybody else. Do you know what I mean? And I found that very powerful. And then, yeah, later, as the illness developed, my relationship with music changed and became deeper, actually. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say that I've needed the music so much to soothe the mental illness. I needed it to soothe the abuse survivor and the child, and then the adult who was the abuse survivor, until I recovered from that, and that was all gone. But now I find when it comes to the mental illness, it's not that I need the music in order to soothe it, but I find that it produces the music quite often. If I didn't have the illness, I wouldn't have the musical ability. The two are one and the same. So there are great benefits to having bipolar disorder as well, which nobody often talks about. You know what I mean? When you take the meds, you are not dealing with the destructive, negative parts of the illness that want to kill you, or that are telling you that your life is full of shit. You've only got rid of them, but you haven't blocked out the positive parts of the illness, which is giving you all this fucking music and all this, but happy,
Yes,
joyous, and
positive energy.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not negative or coming from suffering. It's just coming from this real, deep, intelligent well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, to be that kind of artist, you have to be slightly mad when you think about it, because you've got to go to a place, and this is what all musicians do. We go to a place that regular people can't afford to go to in our minds and our emotions and our psyches, and we bring back from there healing for ourselves in the first place, but also for those who are, you know, what do you call it, not able to go quite as far as we are, but still need a bit of, you know, I used to say to my kids, it's like being a doctor. When I'd go on tour, I'd say, look, it's a bit like being a doctor. I've got to go bring this bag, and there's some healing in it, and I'll go and deliver that, and then I'm going to come home. I'm going to get caught in the flak on the battlefield going over. But that's really what you're doing. So we have to be brave enough to be a bit mad and go further in our psyches or emotions than other people do.
Thank you for breaking my heart. Thank you for tearing me apart.
Are you writing much at the moment?
I just started writing now. I just demoed my first song now for the next record, so that's incredible.
Is this the blues? This is kind of a blues.
Well, what I've done is myself and Don Baker have been writing songs together. Also, he's given me some tracks. But what I've done is try and do my own thing with it, where the basis of this. Why I want to learn the blues really is because I can see that from there is where all songwriting is coming. If you can learn that format, you can pretty much write anything. It's just like rap too. It's like 3 chords, learn this. Exactly, it opened up the same world as rap opened up to people like me, who I don't have any musical education. I can't play very well anything, you know, but I have way more music inside me than I could ever consequently get out.
Wat a sór obair a dhéanamh an ggólacht drámaíocht de Gaeilge fibín chun aisteoirí, scríbhneoirí agus stúrthirí óga chur chun cín trí sór scoil drámaíochta chur bon an Indrevan. Tháinig scata déagairí le chéile le linn an tairig fa caiiciise chun dráma uair a chruthú agus a léirú faoi stúr Paul Mercier agus bhualas isteach chun aithne chur an ngluúin uair aisteoirí a bhí páirteach. Híl catá gceist leis an sór scoil so agrú ag fibín.
Well, rins bliantach in is scríimelumm sor rinnemuid Afric. Bhí cinál cardan an na haisteoirí godagur siad anna a chéile. Agus bhí se gúnaí a rintan an dheach ar ascadí a amicíns. Bhí hartar chúchéad duine fad go steach na trílacha. Agus dar ríre bhí ordan fistacúig go fecumach as a chúchéad.
Chúchéad?
Spáinn sé néile bhtáin ach gus rud amháin eile go bhfuil talent cumseach an Gaeilge go háirí le daoine óga fud na tíre. Is cuasa bhí lehan because tá gasolín seos na Gaeltachtaí agus as an ngáilteacht. Agus tá ríre rud a dhéanaan smuid na tugamid pobl na Gaeilge le chéile.
Well, in léirú seo agus muidirneomh, chunas mar tháinig sé seo le chéile, rah lámh ag na déagairí hain sa drama.
Bhí agus ar nói hí stúr Paul Mercier agus Gráinne Bleasdale. Ach, tagan go leor gan funneamh bhain na gasar. Agus clíonn sé an sciúpa níl a caiiciis caiiteach go le chéile agus tá tura an láide.
Seo uair a chlig. Tína tíon seo eiscint beag lucht fechan na beo ann. Inis tam féin seo Planet X.
Is cos leis an Truman Show, tá muid le sa studio is ní féidir an fáil amach. Agus is cinál prisúné thuúla agus sigin burt go bhfuime de prisún agus tá siad ggéire le an scéal scapa.
Well, tá seo in studio solas agus tá drama is a bheith go glúiseacht nach cha.
Se is cinál stíl drama promenade atá tá a bogad ó ráicháin go rácha agus an lochfeich na tíocht leis na haisteoirí tá fad go dtína ráic na sa An mu atá an nach cinál fuine agus seach is síl aisteoirí óga agus iad a réiteach gon aisteoach stáit agus aisteoach telefíteas with mar sin.
Colmone, tan sibh treéis bheith sáte gan is saoil na haisteachta le caiici sin san sa. Scannic sé nó bhfuil tú melta chuig an gnáil saoil sin.
Tá mé mealta taréis sin an taipáinte ag an déir, mar chuinte sin an cláusú leis agus is sin an buchhín a tain, agus nar táú ag déanamh an taipáinte as cóna daine seo go léir tugann sé an bud sin dit agus is sin an bíos fear.
A brennach an tosa go bhíil gráíocht na gailge, bhfuil síalta ágar an sóil?
Tá súlam go bhfuil agus síalta an láide. Bhfuil said ní aontain i riamh nach bhfuil an talentán. Tá túfa song a caithmid struchtúr chu leis. Agus rud cinnte thuirt scóp chun an talent sin ás agus an neartta.
Ach cad mar aimime ag Phoebe nó cad bhile a bhaint meach le sórscoilna den tarsa.
Bud a hanach lomsan na coppla ceann an na cuasaí se bhd. Agus an sinna blian an blian an dhé go biciú meach beidir an grúpas fearr. Agus drama garmúla dhéanana. Bhí sé gceist an beidir brenn ó híh scríbhnóirí. Bhah se go deas beidir ceartla na dhéanana lópsan chumá. Agus ag deir an prósas go mach daoine óga scríb ó péin agus go mach cinna léirú garmúla tíochtas.
Bhí carachtar go las mu bhí gimpí ar réine deistócht faoi siúd.
Haspáin dómh go mé i bhhad níos dimhna ná an charactéirí.
Spána an réimsetá go mar se.
An brownie dhéanamh. Scanner dhéanamh. Farrig! Na bhí sin go léir, tá sí go léir agam sa lead hol TG car. Tá posta.
Tá coppla leabhar fáilsethe ag an úidir Mícheál Hay meallar an luchtasúil agus an cultúr bhaine leosúd. Is léir go mealtar é a dro dreamana atá ar Imeall, agus na chéad gnúsach dáanta atá díoch fáilsethe díríonn sé ar ghlúin imircach atá lice in arúd dar leis, le sreacht dáanta a bhaine leis nimirce. Chúmar ar an mád bána deanta chéile, chun an saothar nua ag go phlé.
Obair Vaslach. Siar Hochit gan Steine. Nobar is trúad á bhfuil an. An chréigh an láib ghon. An dóib bhí agus an sceal. Iad ar fad mar an ggéine. Tá sé sin trom ar an tlúsid Manam goil. An chréis sin nach feictar riamh. Iad siúd nar lí leis nithir. Deir siad gur bhí seo cré íomhar na fuascailte. Nach chiad na hamadáin. Si seo an chré chrua na na mristar fear. Si seo láib rom na smaointe óid na chuch. Is na nationally brista. Tírántach an G creidirh.
Mícheál Hay slán na héireann an chéad gnúsach dáanta agus dáanta imirce sé héad go léir. An céine an chéadúir a chhlaachtacha an bád bán anún.
Scuimlam go maithe Tristran bhís ar an mád céine seo, bhí sé plódaí, hí na céirta duine ar an mád. Níl dearan nach bhfuil hartar scór duine ar an mád anneo. Tá sé dochreite an difriocht.
Kenny sví go héin ar chuú?
Beidir típal níomlína déag díos ná mar sin.
Cadúna tú?
Bhí sa gobar pobanna agus bhí sa gobar mar láirlaní a rihan le agus bhí sa gobar san an éarnach mar háléid sé.
Wachtú meascán lehan daine?
Sinné bhí cúpla luúin a bhrílach ar an áit sin. Na daine gur bhaine me an láir orthú bhain siad leis an seanlún sin is dócha bhí dul an níos bhí am sin. Agus díire mé deach nach chur mé béimar na sean ladach go háire an taithí síle bhí acu siúd. Annach chu dóibh bhí síl Harbh cruú acu ag obair na bildálacha bhí scéalte uafáis acu go má le scéalte chuide acu níos le bhrí is tócha, chuide acu chaisiad an síl in nán na mringlóidí is tócha. Gus go minic bhíidir fós na seanlads seo, bhí siad fós sna héadaigh chéine agus a hanadar, agus hiicfá go má gur an sean suitcase an sin faoin labba sáile fós san árasán, An chéin slí go bhfuileach siad ná i gcónra, ó moscam dá bhfuileach siad an éair. Dinne is German gomininic sa tíir seo beidir gur imi milliún go le duine ón éireann go sasna idir na carachtaí agus na chuigetí. It's like saolaí sin milliún go le duine sin le an déanra.
Ó má sé seo don chlóin sin.
Ja, stoile mé cínte agus bhí an tálamsa gur chula mé roint dá goid scéalta nuair bhí mé gobar sa mar. Is stoil am leis an imircha ag tosnúir uis ach imircha Har bheith difriú imircha bhád níos idirnáisiúnta agus ní héan rud céine ar thurbe. Is stoil am gorá sé an am beidir ceileí anamh ar slí ar an luúin sin a bhí anna ciún agus Jimmy go ciún agus dag sláán le héann go ciún. Agus chomáile sin bhrachas beidir le déimína nús nó mar sin nar curú go háirithe cuasaí acadúlacht ó híomh cuasaí acadúlacht de níor curú a ggóhann béime ar taithí na bhar ar chorbe. Thóg scur in Alban dóibh scórdíomh sa bhathan na spailpíní ar bhálaí sead a léadar is ar cheantaí an taise dul isteach in a gnámh a óga. Iad ag tabhra na stíthe faoin neadar sa deabh. Tinte teo rá teolaí. Áitin é géin scanisce na spéirán. Cuiddíobh ag cuine ina gula I gorabhúis. Scan de chuimne ar fóg a cimmilt liche sa dorchatas.
Well, is das bheith ar naisinéireann, tíúntach agus muid a bugar aig. Fág muid an focail scuir nocht ag Sinead O'Connor a bheith ag ceol sa trisca le ggurca í hiomárach mar chud the Mad Pride Ireland. Eva.
So this is the song that myself and Faith and I were talking about in the interview where I said the subconscious wrote it as a little present, a little letter to me. So I'm going to dedicate it as a little letter to all my fellow crazy people in Ireland, those of us who suffer from mental illnesses. This is for you. This is to mother you, to comfort you and get you through when your nights are lonely, through when your dreams are only blue. This is to mother you. This is to be with you, to hold you and to kiss you too. For when you need me, I will do what your own mother couldn't do, which is to mother you. All the pain that you have known, all the violence in your soul, all the wrong things you have done, I will take from you when I come. All mistakes made in distress, all your unhappiness, I will take away with my kiss. Yes, I will give you tenderness. For child, I'm so glad I found you. Although my saw you, and I'm here to mother you, to comfort you and get you through when your nights are lonely, through when your dreams are only blue. This is to mother you.
Great.
All right.
That was lovely.